Good morning, my dear children. The last class we studied about diffusion. Okay, what is diffusion? The intermixing of particles of two different types of matter on their own is known as diffusion. And also we do an activity to with the help of water and ink to understand about this process of diffusion, right? Today we are going to study about change of state. Okay, that we know that the matter exists in three states. Which are they? Yeah, that is first one is solid, liquid, and gas. Right. The matter exists in these three states: solid, liquid, and gas. And also we know that a matter can be changed from one state to another, right? Okay, so this change can be happens about in two ways. Okay, that is by changing the temperature and one is by applying the pressure. These the two ways to change the states. All we got it. Okay, today we are discussing about how the matter change their states by applying a temperature or by applying a pressure. Okay, let's move to the class. Okay, the first that is by applying a temperature. Okay, we know that the ice is the solid state of water, and the liquid state is the water itself, it's the liquid state, and water vapor is the gaseous state. So we let's do an activity to uh, study the effect of change of temperature on ice cubes. Okay, the materials required for this activity is a beaker, ice cubes, and a burner. Okay, take the ice cubes into a beaker and heat the beaker containing the ice cube with the help of a burner. And we can observe that the ice cubes slowly melt and changes into water, that is in liquid state. If we continue the heating, the water changes into the steam, that is water vapor. Okay, from this activity we can conclude that a solid can be changed into a liquid on increasing the temperature, and also a liquid can be changes into gas increasing the temperature. All of you got it? Okay. The steam is a gaseous state of water, and the change of the state can be explained in the basis of kinetic theory. What is kinetic theory? That the kinetic theory is the theory based on the ability of the molecules to move. Okay, so what is kinetic energy? The energy of uh, the energy to move. Okay, this is known as kinetic energy. When we heat a solid particles, and they gain and vibrate vigorously. Okay, the molecules of the solids are vibrate vigorously, and then the force of attraction between the molecules are overcome, that is loosened. Okay, then it enables to the particles to move around faster. The intermolecular space is increases and the solid ice is changes into liquid. All of you got an idea? When we heat the solid ice, what happens there? There is a the particles, the solid particles gain the energy and vibrate vigorously. The force of attraction between the molecules are overcome. That means they loosen the force of attraction, and the particles enables to move around faster, and the intermolecular space is increased, and the solid ice changes into liquid. Okay. By heating the liquid further, the molecules gain more energy, more kinetic energy, and vibrate even faster than when they are in the solid state. Okay. The force of attraction between the molecules become negligible. We know that the force of attraction in gaseous is negligible, and the intermolecular space between them is increases. Then the particles moves around freely. Then the liquid changes into the gaseous. Okay, that is steam. Okay, all you got it. When we become heat as state in a solid or a liquid, the molecules become more. They are vibrated vigorously, and the intermolecular space is increases, and the intermolecular attraction is loosened. Okay, that happens when the ice is changes into liquid, and when after the liquid is changes into gas. All clear? Okay, let's watch a video how the solid is changes into liquid, and how the liquid is changes into gas. Look at this. The solid melts. The molecules of the solid melts it into liquid. Okay. Then the liquid is changes into gas. When we heat it again, the liquid, the molecules get more kinetic energy and they loosen. All of you got it? Okay. And then by lowering the temperature, when we lowering the temperature, a gas can be changed into again liquid, and then liquid can be changed into solid, that is ice. Then liquid when kept into a freezer, that's changed into solid ice. The steam on cooling, that is changes into liquid, that is water. When a substance is cooled, its particles loosen their kinetic energy, that is they loosen the ability to move. Okay, as the movement of the particles slow down, and the particles comes close each other, and as the result the attraction between the molecules is increases, the intermolecular forces increases, the intermolecular space between the particles are decreases. That causes the change of states. All of you understood how can the particles change their states? How can the water change their states? By applying the temperature. Next we are going to discussing about how can we change the states by applying a pressure. We know that the gas can be compressed. Compared to the solid and liquid, gas can be compressed in a okay. That means a gas can be changed, get pushed into the smaller space. Okay. Then also the lowering the temperature, it changes into liquid. That means a gas can be liquefied by applying a pressure and lowering its temperature. Okay, let's do an activity. Take a gas into a container. The container, when we apply high pressure and also lowering the temperature, the gas get compressed. The molecules of the gas come closer together, and the attraction between the molecules are increases. Thus, he can liquefies the gas. Okay, all of you clear? How can we liquefy the gas? When we apply high pressure and low temperature, we can compress the gas. Okay, let's watch a video related to that.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go exactly opposite, right? from how we went in the first case. We're going to take a gas, right, and see what happens as we increase the pressure on it. So if you were to imagine a container, right, and put a piston on top, airtight piston, put some gas inside, you know that the gas molecules are going to be bouncing around, right? The large amount of volume, large amount of intermolecular space. But we know that gases are compressible. So you compress that gas, it begins to start, volume is going to reduce, the pressure is going to increase and increase and increase. At a point, you can compress it to the point where it becomes a liquid, right? You've compressed the intermolecular spaces so much that they start becoming a liquid now. It exists in a liquid state. You could compress it even more till it becomes a solid, where you've compressed it so much that it finally becomes a solid. Now, one of the things we already spoke about dry ice or carbon dioxide, right? Which is just basic solid carbon dioxide. Now, how do you reach solid carbon dioxide? By applying so much pressure that you bring it to that state at a very, very low temperature. So in this case, you might have to maintain a low temperature and a low pressure, because once you apply the pressure, if you don't keep a low temperature, it's going to start becoming a gas again, right? So clearly, there are two factors that kind of affect the state of a substance. One of them is temperature and the other is pressure. Now, one of the interesting applications of this idea that changing pressure can influence the change in state is our very familiar pressure cooker. Now, what does the pressure cooker do? If you had kept the top open, right, and if you start heating something, after a point, the water inside starts boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. Now, what does that mean? And we know that the temperature on the thermometer doesn't increase. In other words, the temperature is going to remain stuck at 100 degrees Celsius. In other words, you cannot heat anything more than 100 degrees Celsius because water will start boiling. If you're heating it in water, that is. So how do we get around this? Right? By putting that lid on top, thereby making it so that the air that comes does not escape. So once water starts boiling, let's say, right, what's going to happen? That air has to escape, right? Water vapor has to escape. If it does not escape, if it's stuck inside, what increases? That's right, the pressure increases, right? It becomes more than the atmospheric pressure. And the larger and larger the pressure, the larger and larger the boiling point of water becomes. So this increase in pressure increases the boiling point at which we can cook the food, which would not have been possible if we did not put that lid and increase the pressure of this container. So a pressure cooker allows us to cook food at higher temperatures by playing with the idea that pressure and temperature both affect the state at which a substance will be. Great. Now, as a last summary of what we've done here, if you were to take a solid, a liquid, and a gas, so solid changing to a liquid happens by a process called melting, a liquid to a gas by a process called boiling. A gas to a liquid happens by a process called condensation. A liquid to a solid happens by a process called, that's right, solidification, right? A liquid to a solid, solidification. Great. But we know that solids and gases can become one another directly as well. And a solid becomes a gas directly by what's called sublimation.